Our dream is to move beyond a simulated experience to a real experience, where we remove any negative training entirely and recreate the exact feeling and conditions of the most mission-critical scenarios.
For many years, our industry has sort of been reluctant to dive deep into the XR solutions. The challenge has been to accurately replicate high-pressure environments that are emotionally engaging for the users.
High fidelity is critical for effective mixed reality training for pilots. With the Varjo XR3, the realism in the field of view is further increased and prepared, which removes negative training when recreating conditions of the most mission-critical scenarios.
Varjo's new full-frame bionic display, with its wide and natural field of view and its mind-opening human eye resolution, is the perfect key for.
Hey guys, give me just one quick minute, and I'll be with you in just a few seconds, right?
Should give us the possibility to merge the real and the virtual, enabling a fully immersive experience and natural body-hand object occlusion.
Varjo has pushed the boundaries of high-resolution mixed reality. By working with Varjo, Unity continues to power the next level of photorealism and immersion for industrial design, simulation, training, and more.
Using their own hands and medical equipment takes our healthcare providers to a more immersive emotional state, achieving a higher level of focus that could ultimately save lives.
Unreal Engine, coupled with Varjo headset, has allowed users to power some of the most demanding use cases of immersive technology. The new XR3 and VR3 allows creators to explore the next frontier of immersion using the unprecedented level of...
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, and thank you for joining. Thank you, all of you. How's everybody doing? You can see we have 10 people watching right now. Oh, 9. Somebody decided to just go. Oh well, their loss. Yeah, so today we're gonna have a look at the Varjo live stream. They are gonna launch a new product, and we're gonna actually talk about a few things before the stream as well. The stream starts in 27 minutes. So we have... Hey, how are you? Yeah, so we're gonna have a few looks around the Varjo website and stuff like that. Hey Jason, how are you? Yeah, so I don't know how many of you actually know Varjo, because they usually actually let me show you and not just talk about it. Let's start with this. So Varjo usually does, let me zoom in a bit maybe. Yeah, that seems okay. So Varjo usually does enterprise grade VR and XR headsets. Really expensive but really high quality. I've never actually gotten the chance to test one myself, but all of the reviews I've seen and everything else seem to say that the clarity, the resolution, everything is just incredible. So them potentially bringing a consumer headset to the market is a really big deal, right? So yeah, I'm excited about the event. We actually have so it was one of the things I wanted to actually talk to you about today, because Varjo seems to have done something that I don't see many companies doing. So some of you may have already heard about the term embargo. So essentially, just a short explanation. What an embargo is it's a certain date on which usually the product gets launched, and at the exact same time the embargo is lifted, so that creators like myself can post the content about that particular product, whether it be a game or a hardware product or whatever it may be. So usually they do it right after their launch event. Well, Varjo decided to do it like 3 hours before the event. And let me show you. You might have noticed, like, if you hit the remind me button on this live stream, you might have seen that I changed the title like an hour ago probably, because Varjo has actually released info and lifted the embargo for the product before the actual launch. I'm still excited to see everything it can do and see how they do the event, because it's always interesting, right? Like, you see events like Apple's events and stuff like that with really high production quality. Like, even if you're not an Apple fanboy, you'd still watch that event just because it looks amazing and the transitions and everything are just really, really good. So yeah, Varjo decided to lift the embargo, as I was saying, about 3 hours before. I've already seen a few creators post their reviews about it. The website is also live, so this is basically it. It's going to be a PC VR headset, and they're targeting it kind of two different ways. So they're targeting it, part of it still at professionals, and part of it they're targeting at consumers, but like high-end consumers, like people who maybe have an Index and would have bought something more expensive than the Index if they had the chance to, right? Now, in terms of specs, again, we'll see all of the details and see if they have anything else to show during the event. But basically 115 degrees field of view, which is not bad. So just as a comparison, the Quest has around 90 to 90 something. And really high resolution, automatic IPD adjustment. That's something that's really interesting to me, because basically you won't have to either use an app on your phone or just guess what your IPD is, because you're going to be able to just put it on, or whoever puts it on, it'll just adjust the IPD automatically. They're saying it's lightweight, get the ultimate experience of Steam VR content, including Microsoft Flight Simulator. So again, for simulators, it's gonna be amazing. And they actually have this on the site, which is I hope you guys can see it well enough. So basically, this would be something like the Index. This would be the clarity of something like the Index. And if I slide this over, it's basically what the Varjo Aero can actually do. So let's do it a few more times. I'm not sure if my screen right here, right here is big enough for you guys to see. But there is a huge, so it's not just the brightness. That's the first thing that pops out, right? The brightness, but it's in the actual keys and buttons on this dashboard, you can actually see a really big difference in clarity. And again, imagine you're playing a driving game, right? And most of the time, the actual blurriness and the clarity itself is not caused by how the developers develop the actual game. Hey Bogdan, how are you? So it's not about how the developers actually develop the game. It's more related to how the lenses and the screens of the headset you're using actually reflect those graphics. So in a driving game, imagine you're playing a driving game, and it would normally probably look something like this. But in the Varjo, it looks something like this. So you can see, like, it's an insane difference. Like, in terms of clarity, especially in the dashboard and everything, it's insane. Like, they do, that's why they do headsets mostly for the enterprise industry, for simulations. If you joined a bit earlier, there were a few trailers from Varjo before I went live, and it showed that they can do medical training, Air Force training. I believe NASA might be using Varjo headsets as well. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's the case. So it really offers a lot of, like, look, this one is way more zoomed in, so you should be able to see way better. So the texts, I'm confused as to where the screen is. Sorry, guys. So the text that I almost went out of the frame, or actually did. So the text right here is not really readable, right? But with this one, I can clearly see what it says here: tire pressure, brakes, front, whatever. Like it is stunning, and I would love to actually try one myself one day. But yeah, it's really interesting. So how are you guys doing? How was your day so far? Did you have a good day, a good week? The weekend is almost here, so sorry, that's always a good thing. So how are you guys doing? Let me know in the live chat, and if you have any questions or you want to talk about something specific, just let me know. Let me actually pop out the chat window because it's going to be easier to see. So the actual Varjo live stream is starting in 18 minutes and 55 seconds, so like 19 minutes. So we're free to talk about anything else. Did you guys, did any of you guys try the new Resident Evil 4 VR game that just came out? Working hard all week. Yeah, I feel you, man. Like I'm still, I still have a full-time job. I'm not at the point where I can go full-time on YouTube. Not yet, at least. And yeah, it's having a 9-to-5 job and then being too tired to do the stuff you want is. I'm really glad you could join, Jason, as well. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that, Bogdan. It's yeah, for the guys of you that usually join the live streams, you know that normally I have Bogdan with me as well, but he was a bit busy today, and I did this whole setup myself. Not that it's anything super fancy, but I'm kind of proud of it. And if everything goes well and nothing breaks during the stream, I'll be a happy guy. So so far, if I check the health of the stream, yeah, the quality is good, everything seems good, no dropped frames so far. That's always a good thing. So yeah, let me have a look at the live chat. If I know anything about the M1 Pro or Max Go VR. I'm not sure what you mean. Like, do you mean the MacBook, the new Mac processors, the new Apple processors, the M1 Pro and M1 Max? Is that what you're referring to, or is it something? Yeah, cheers, Bogdan. If you're driving, be careful, right? We need you in one piece for the next live streams, because this month is a bit intense when it comes to live streams. Well, not really intense, but there's we had the Vive Flow live stream where Bogdan was there as well. Now we have the Varjo Aero live stream, and we're gonna have the oh my god, I forgot what it's called. The oh god, what is wrong with me? The Pimax, right? Sorry about that. So I had a bit of a lack in remembering what the actual event was called, but I think it's called Pimax Unleashed or something like that. So we have that one on the 25th of this month, and of course, on the 28th, we have Facebook Connect 2021, where we still don't know what we're gonna see. Will we see any new headset, any surprises, maybe some teasers, hopefully some new games. I'm really hoping, and I've said this 1,000 times since I've had the channel. I'm really looking forward to hearing some more about two games that they teased last year during Facebook Connect, which were Assassin's Creed VR and Splinter Cell VR. And we haven't heard anything all year about them, no trailers, no anything, so I'm really hoping to kind of see something during Facebook Connect this year, at least in terms of games. I haven't specifically heard anything, but the problem here is that you can't really fully play VR games on MacBooks. So the problem is the operating system doesn't necessarily support games. Like it supports a few games that are cross-platform and were developed for it, but most games aren't compatible with MacBooks. Like even for virtual desktop, as far as I'm aware, if nothing has changed, if you use your Quest with virtual desktop with a MacBook, you can stream your desktop, so you can see your desktop in VR and interact with it, but you won't be able to actually stream any games because games are not supported on the Mac. So unfortunately, and yes, I've watched the Apple event for the M1 Pro and M1 Max, and they're insane in performance. Like the M1 itself is incredible on its own. So the M1 Pro and M1 Max are just insane. But I'm not sure even if they're necessarily kind of optimized for that type of workload. I assume at one point, hopefully next year, Apple will release their own VR XR headset, and that one will surely be supported. Now, I'm not sure about the content because they still need to make the partnerships and everything else to bring all of the games to the Apple platform, because I know you can play stuff like Fortnite and I think Apex Legends maybe on Mac, but you don't have all of the games that you have on Windows. So for gamers, Windows is still the way to go, like a normal Windows PC. Okay, Jason says, oh, you tried Horizons this week. Announcement soon. Yes, so the actual event I was talking about earlier, the Facebook Connect 2021, the headline of the event is Infinite Horizons. So I assume they're gonna show something about Horizons. I actually haven't tried it. Like I've signed up for the closed beta ever since it was announced, and I haven't heard anything back. I was talking to a few friends, and they were saying that they might only accept people in the US, and I'm based in Dublin, in Ireland, so I'm not sure if necessarily that's the case, but I'm hoping they'll launch something soon, especially with the rebranding. So it's not called, you probably know, it's not called Facebook Horizon anymore. It's called Horizon Worlds. And they're shifting their focus a bit more towards the creators and convincing people to develop various worlds in there. If I ever get access, or if they launch it publicly and I can just go into it, I'll definitely be trying to build something. Maybe we can do a live stream and we can build it together. Just build a VR man cave world. Why not? I'm curious if we'll actually maybe be able to build it together. Like if maybe I can give you my room code or something like that, and you can come into the same building world, and we can all build it together. Like whoever wants to actually join us, well, not physically but virtually in the Horizon Worlds environment, we can maybe build something together. But I guess we'll just have to see. Playing Exorcist Legacy this week. Okay, you're getting ready for Halloween, right? Starting to play those scary games. I'm not a really big fan of scary games in general, like not even flat ones. But I have to say, in VR, it's a completely different experience. Now, it's gonna be a bit shameful of me to say this, but I haven't played Phasmophobia yet. Because I didn't have anybody to play with, so maybe we can do some sort of live stream and play together, because I'm definitely not going in there alone, right? Like I need some moral support. At least if we scream like little girls, all of us, I'm gonna feel a bit better about myself. So hopefully we'll get a chance to do that. I'm trying to come up with a more regular live stream schedule. Because it's really nice being with you guys and having a chance to chat and see what you've been doing and how things have been going for you. Obviously, we can still do that on the Discord server. You guys know I reply to every comment I get, so we can talk in the comments as well. But it's not quite like this, right? It's not the same level of interaction, and I feel like live streams are way better. By the way, has any of you ever used... I'm gonna have to look at my phone because like I'm having issues remembering stuff today for some reason. Yeah, so have any of you actually used Clubhouse? Like is it something that you'd be interested in exploring? Because I actually I've had access to it. It's, if you don't know, Clubhouse is a live voice platform. So imagine podcasts or live streams like this, but that are only voice, and basically everybody can speak if they want to. Most people just stay on mute, but you can speak if you want to. And it's invite only, so I've had the invite for probably 6 to 9 months at this point, but I haven't really kind of fully gotten into it. So I don't know, are any of you guys using Clubhouse on a regular basis, looking at anything on there on a regular basis, or is it more of a novelty and more of something that you're not necessarily interested in? Like, do you prefer having video as well, seeing the person? Like, I know generally for myself, I prefer to have some kind of visuals as well. But it's an interesting concept, and it kind of blew up, even though it was invite only. I believe when you invite someone, you get 2 invites that you can send to other people. So for every 1 person that joins, 2 more can join on behalf of them. For Jason says new features since I tried it. Yeah, I need to actually have a look as well to see what they put in. I actually went in I think maybe a week or 2 ago and was looking for VR stuff, but I honestly couldn't find anything. Like, I'm a fairly techie guy, but for some reason I couldn't figure out how the search worked, because it just found pages but not rooms. Maybe no rooms were available. I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely need to explore it a bit more and figure out how it works, because it may be a medium where you guys would like to hear from me and other people in the VR sphere. Like, maybe we can gather all of the creators you like and just have everybody together in one room. Maybe once a week we can go in there for 1 hour and talk about what news we had that week. So it would be something interesting that we can definitely try. Let me see. So we are 7 minutes from the live stream, almost 8 minutes from the start of the actual Varjo live stream. So just a few moments away. Let's continue having a look on this. Oh yeah, so one more thing I forgot to mention. I'm jumping from one topic to another, so apologies for that. But one more thing that it has would be eye tracking. So the Varjo Aero that is launching today in a few minutes actually has eye tracking included, and it's not just eye tracking, but it's foveated rendering using eye tracking. So for the ones of you who maybe don't know what foveated rendering is, it's you might have noticed when you look straight forward in VR, you might see the edges be a bit blurry. So the way the Quest, for example, handles this is the center of the image will always be clear, and the edges would be a bit more blurry. So that's designed to kind of help with the processing power. So help not process stuff that's in your peripheral vision, because you're not going to be paying too much attention to it anyway. But the way the Varjo does it is using that eye tracking. It actually makes the area you're looking at clear. Let me see if they maybe have something on their website. Let me see if I can find something to kind of show you guys what foveated rendering does. Yeah, so it's something like this. Let me just zoom in if Google will let me zoom in. Okay, yeah, sure, I accept all of the cookies, all of the whatever. Okay, so it basically works like this, right? So you can see that in the center there where you would be looking, it's super clear, and it starts being less clear as you move through the rings that they're showing here. Like, it's not necessarily something that is like, not all companies do it like this with various rings. Most companies just have one ring where everything is clear, and the exterior part where it's not. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing what they have to offer, and we actually have already have info about the price as well. And it's from that point of view, it's definitely not good news. So even though they're trying to target it at consumers as well as professionals, this one, the fact that it's $2,000 doesn't really help, and even more than that, the fact that it supposedly doesn't have base stations or controllers in the box means you're gonna have to probably buy Steam VR base stations and maybe some index controllers, which will set you back almost $1,000 more. So that's $3,000 just for the headset alone, and you seeing that it has a pretty high resolution and refresh rate, you'll also need a good PC, so you're looking at like $5,000-ish probably, maybe more, depending on your budget. But yeah, it's from this point of view, I would say even if they're targeting it at consumers, it's going to be really hardcore people with a lot of budgets that go with this. Otherwise, most people, myself included, like I've been saving up to get an index. I want a PC VR, like just a dedicated PC VR headset. And the only reason being, even though I absolutely love my Quest, it's happened many times that I needed to do a video and maybe I hadn't played anything on the Quest for a few days. And it was a PC VR game that I was trying to play, and I couldn't play it because the headset was under 20% charge. So I want to get a PC VR headset that just works, right? Okay, so the Varjo event has actually started. So let me actually move to this stage so that you guys can see everything a bit better. Let me turn the music up. The volume, sorry, up for the actual Varjo event. Oh, it's supposed to start in 4 minutes. 3 minutes, I guess. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave the music running until the actual event starts, and then I'll stop the music because they probably have their own music and stuff, so I don't want to interrupt that. Yeah, Jason is asking if anybody has experience with Pimax. Unfortunately, no. Like me personally, I haven't tried a Pimax before, but honestly, it looks insane, right? Like it's so big. Like I get the fact that it has just crazy field of view, so that makes sense that they needed to kind of physically stretch the display around it. But it looks really crazy. It looks like an alien helmet. And yeah, Pimax is, as I was saying earlier, Pimax is going to have an event on the 25th of this month, so in just 4 days, I guess. We're going to do a live stream on the channel for that event as well to see what they have, because while Pimax generally isn't enterprise grade like they usually target consumers, they're still super expensive. Like they're still a lot more expensive than the normal Joe can kind of afford, right? And especially in terms of resolution, because it has such a big resolution, you probably need something like an RTX 3090 to actually run it properly, which again, not everybody has access to. And lately, in the past year and a half, even if you had the money for 3090, you probably either couldn't buy it or had to pay like at least double to get it. So hopefully at the event they'll hopefully launch something interesting and a bit more consumer friendly, especially from a budget perspective, right? Because they've already proven that the technology they have is good, but we need the price to come a bit lower, right? Like I feel like the index should be the top of the range when it comes to price for consumers. Like $1,000 or €1,000 in my case is plenty to have for plenty to pay. Sorry, for a VR headset, right? Okay, so we're just like 30 seconds away from the Varjo event starting. I'm gonna still leave the music running for a bit. By the way, guys, if any of the volumes are off, if the music is too loud, or if my voice is a bit too loud or too low, just let me know and I can adjust it, because I have everything in front of me, so I can easily adjust. So let's see what's going on. Let's maybe try a quick refresh on the Varjo page. Let's make sure the quality is as high as possible, 1080. Okay, seems like we're good to go. It should be starting.
Hey, are we live? Cool. Welcome
We are live.
to Varjo HQ, live from Helsinki.
Let me stop the music, guys. Let's watch this together.
And here we are. I think our production crew is ready. Alexander ready. All good. We have Urho here. Excellent. Yeah.
Great.
Seems like they have a really nice setup
hey,
there.
What's up?
Hey Jussi, hey, I'm right now flying with Microsoft Flight Simulator over Tokyo.
That's nice. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. Everything looks so real over here.
Welcome to the launch webinar of Varjo Aero and Varjo Teleport VR.
Okay, I don't know what teleport is. I'm curious. You've got me interesting, so we didn't actually know everything. See, Microsoft Flight Simulator is at the forefront of everything. Controllers. They were showing 5 controllers, so it might actually not come with anything. The volume is a bit too high, isn't it? Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully now it's a bit better with the volume, because I just saw it was peaking a bit. Maybe my voice is speaking as well. Let me adjust it just a bit.
Hey everyone. So we are here at Varjo HQ in Helsinki. Exciting day for Varjo. Today we are launching 2 incredible new things. So Varjo Aero,
as well as the Varjo Teleport VR, which is Varjo's first step on the journey of the Varjo's reality cloud, transforming the way that we are going to be communicating and collaborating in the future.
Exactly.
Sounds good.
Super cool. Let's look at the agenda. We have a very nice show today. So we start by discussing all about Varjo Aero first here. And then we talk about Varjo Teleport VR with Alexander, who is the director of the teleport service. And then we will get a sneak peek into the next Varjo base, so the software that runs our headsets. And then finally, we have a Q&A session. And for the Q&A questions, please go to Slido, hashtag Varjo launch, and we will be answering all your questions about the Varjo Aero and Teleport VR there.
Absolutely. We try to take at least 20 minutes for the questions, so there is plenty of time to actually answer all of the questions you might have. Of course, we try to collect.
Yeah, exactly. But let's start with the Varjo Aero, so the only pro-grade VR headset that anyone can get. It was quite a journey to get here with this product.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important to understand that Varjo Aero started as a purely professional product in the beginning of this year. We started looking how to expand and make an even better product for scaling opportunities in the professional space.
2000 with no controllers and no base station,
when we
supposedly.
Had sent a couple of VR headsets
we'll see how they position
a few of the YouTubers and getting reactions from some of the professionals, because we're all also users, not only working for the companies. And the ask was that, can you, Varjo, please bring this incredible quality to us VR simulator
I really appreciate the fact that they seem to be actually doing it live.
And we started listening and
they
hearing
actually have the setup and they're actually there right now doing the live, so it's not just a recording like most companies do nowadays.
A lot of long nights, and we actually made it. So today, it's a phenomenal moment for us, and as a reminder, this is a purely professional product, and for the first time available to anyone.
Yeah, exactly. But definitely the shout out is there. Big thanks to the community.
A lot of
everybody
money,
at the Varjo for Gamers Discord channel. Me and Urho have been there lurking, being active. Everybody reviewing the VR3, XR3. I think you have seen the really cool video by Thrill Seeker on the XR3, for example, and basically everybody on the community. But you really kind of made a big difference how we approach this product. So big thank you.
And big thank you to the Varjo's engineering team who had to turn a professional product into consumer certified product in a very short time.
Yeah.
And that was fantastically done. So huge shout out for that as well.
Absolutely. But like I said, Varjo Aero, no compromises, professional product. Let's talk a little bit like all the incredible things that are in this.
So we are taking like a very short take now and focusing in a second. So first of all, of course, what makes a VR headset are the lenses, the displays, that's what creates you the immersion into the virtual world. And the VR in the Aero is made by biconvex lenses that create 35 pixels per degree image, simply phenomenal quality. They are made with aspheric design that allows us to increase the resolution in the central region so that the things that matter the most are the most crisp things on your field of view.
Okay.
The display itself is a custom display for Varjo running at 150 nits, which is incredibly bright. Everything will look muted on any other headset once you have experienced the Varjo Aero, including Varjo's other headsets. It's so bright that nothing quite lives up to it.
I guess 150 nits when it's really
At the same
close
time,
to your eye
means
a lot more.
You need to remember this is professional product, so every
For
optical
a phone or
clock is
anything like that,
calibrated for
150 nits would
geometry
be
distortions
bad.
as well as the colors. So the colors are purely accurate, 99% sRGB, 96% DCI-P3 color space. So when you look at the shade of, let's say, pink, it's going to be that same shade of pink that you would find in a Pantone catalog because they are exact matches, which is pivotal if you're actually a designer. You need to trust your eyes, and this is a product that delivers. Now, of course, everybody gets to enjoy that. Then Auto IPD optimizes every single time you put the headset on. It moves physically the lenses and the displays to optimal place for your eyes. And this is done with eye tracking that allows us to know where those eyes are, as well as then an electrical motor. And the eye tracking also complements so that you get foveated rendering support. You can use it for analytics. You can use it for interactions inside the applications. You can use it to transform, for example, VR collaboration into more humane, where you know where people are actually looking at you, and you get the eye contact. Then active cooling, lightweight design, creating a really ergonomic, really comfortable headset. And this is by far the lightest headset Varjo has ever delivered, and happens to be lighter than many of our competitors as well. Then finally, this is Varjo's first headset with audio, and we decided to go with the audio solution with the plug-in earphones that lets you use those, or should you want to use some professional ultra-high quality equipment, the band is so thin on the side that it's super easy to put those on as well.
Yeah, and like you heard, so we really, this product, no compromises. That's why we don't call it consumer headset in a way. No compromises here, professionally calibrated, and absolutely we wanted to make this future-proof.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, because it is something that you know, we feel that it's a product unlike any product.
Yeah, and you see, for example, eye tracking making now increasing traction on the market, and with some of the other players also including those, so we start getting like an increased amount of software taking the full use of eye tracking. With Aero, you have that future-proof.
Yeah, exactly. Let's now look a little bit about how one really interesting case of our professional customer called VRM Switzerland, who are making civilian training, this kind of like experience and software. So VRM Switzerland, let's hear from them.
It's not a subsidiary of VR Mancave.
VRM Switzerland is the first company on the earth which was able to qualify a flight simulator training device using virtual reality technology. The EASA qualification of a flight simulator training device is a requirement that pilots are able to get credits for their training and checking when using that device. With Varjo Aero and our solution combined, we've been able to meet all those hundreds of requirements to get the EASA qualification. It's possible now that a pilot can fly close to the ground and have a super immersive training possibility. On top of that, with virtual reality, the training devices are getting much smaller and can be moved in a higher motion rate, which is also one of the challenges we had with previous technology. Our focus was always to bring the human body together with virtual reality.
Looks
Using,
good.
the Varjo
The headset
Aero,
itself looks
I
really good, I'm not gonna lie.
more than I'm seeing in real life.
I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, maybe. Seeing more than you can see in real life, like, come on.
Yeah. But that's pretty cool.
It's incredible.
It is cool.
Think about that. Varjo Aero is now the second headset ever, VR headset qualified from European Aviation Safety Agency.
What do you guys think about the event so far?
Training in which you get credits, which means that it's
Let me know in the comment. That's like if you see me moving my head from here to here,
it's the
I
same
have the
as
event
if you
here
flew
and
a real plane
the live
in
chat
real
here.
air for that 1 hour. So you get the same credit, and it's a game changer in the civilian aviation training. Of course, the first one was the Varjo VR3. Now this is the second one. No other headset can be used for real pilot training, and of course the same you can see in the defense industry as well. But this is a transformative moment.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
is, and I think it's super exciting that we are taking all these learnings and you know very high requirements
even
coming
though,
from the highest end of
guys, even though this particular headset, as Martin has said in the live chat, costs a lot, it's a good step in the right way, right? Like it's gonna get cheaper. Like 4K TVs 10 years ago were extremely expensive, and right now you can buy them for next to nothing. Like the lower end ones. I'm not talking about like OLEDs or stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the
he
event.
has sent us on using Varjo Aero with Microsoft Flight Simulator. So let's check that out.
This is the Varjo Aero. Now, let's talk about the specs, okay? This has a 35 pixels per degree mini LED display. In fact, it's dual mini LED. And it has custom-made variable resolution aspheric lenses. And there is 0 screen door effect, okay? I cannot see any pixels at all. And that effect in VR is absolutely mind-blowing. Oh my god. Honestly, guys, every time I stare at this cockpit or any cockpit in VR with this headset on, I literally... my mind is blown every time. It's absolutely a joyous experience. This is just too good to be true. This is too good to be true. I am so excited for the VR community. This is what we've wanted for so long. Thank you, Varjo.
It is what we wanted for so long, but not.
This is it.
Not necessarily for this price.
This is it. It's an absolute dream come true.
This is it. We agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
We agree.
It's a dream come true, like really.
It's a dream come true, and as you saw, the performance was great with that high fidelity and flying, and you know, no wonder. I've been flying with the Microsoft Flight Simulator quite a lot lately, with the simulator that you see in the background, and I think here's a nice quote just from Jörg, who is the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator at Microsoft, and basically saying that, you know, this headset, Varjo Aero, it really turbocharges the graphics and the immersion of Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah. And I mean, if you have like used Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's fantastic on a 4K screen, like a really beautiful. But then when you actually take a VR headset like Aero on, and you see the same crispness, the same clarity, but suddenly you feel that you're in that plane. It takes the experience to a whole new level, and it's very different than what you get with consumer-grade headsets.
It is. It's incredible. Let's actually take a look. How is it different?
Yeah. I mean, it's quite difficult to actually, first of all, to explain things that you see in the VR headsets, and the only way really to try to convey that is through photographs. Taking photographs of VR headsets is difficult to start with, but then when you go to the fidelity levels of the Varjo Aero, it starts to be increasingly so. So we are actually going to do like a short web page of tips and tricks how to actually pull that off properly. Here we have like 2 shots of
I'd be interested in that as well.
Photographs directly from lenses, same aperture, same exposure time, apples to apples comparisons between the Aero and the Reverb G2. And you can see the beautiful brightness of the Aero and also the relatively good image that you get with the G2.
Subtle.
But it's not quite the same level because obviously
the
Aero is
G2
coming from
in terms of clarity is probably the best on the market right now.
Calibrated colors and super sharp displays, great lenses. And especially if we now dig
Larissa, I got
here,
to see your message before you actually deleted it.
Beautifully articulated.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that it's too much, but
super sharp, clear.
I feel like
all of the text is readable,
it's not a consumer
whether it
device.
is
Like
in
the
edge
Index
of
is
the
a consumer
screen or
device,
the
and it's still
center
3
of
times
your
the price
view.
of the Quest, right? And it's still
just
something
a
that
sight to behold. And
that people can afford or can save up for. But this one, $2,000 for the let me turn it down a bit.
Maybe don't even try the Varjo.
Yeah, so $2,000 for the headset, then another $1,000 for the base station and controllers, another $2,000 to $3,000 for the PC. So now you're not really comparing apples to apples, right? Because it's not like go get a Quest. Like yes, go get a Quest if you just want
like I'd highlight
a cheap option, but there are people that actually want the best of the best, and even for those people, I would say $5,000 or let's say $3,000 just the headset and the controllers is still an insane amount.
There's something secret, something magical that Varjo is doing, and I think one of my favorite things that I like to talk about is the lenses. The difference between consumer-grade Fresnel lenses and then what we are doing, this variable resolution aspheric lenses.
Yeah, but they're targeting it at non-professional people as well, right? At gamers and
typically you wouldn't have quite as much stray light inside the VR headset as you do in this environment. But
like the Varjo VR3 and XR3 are purely professional, but this one they just said it earlier that it's the first one that consumers can get, right?
Lenses, you have none
so
of that
it should technically be
and that's
a bit more accessible, or at least make 2 versions of it, right? Make one without the eye tracking and all of the fancy stuff, and just super good clarity and resolution, and then make this one that's more expensive. Maybe if it was maybe like $500 more expensive than the Index, but it included the controllers and the base station, same as the Index, it would have been better, I think.
How we do it is that we condense the pixels optically to the central field of view, but it's not only like a tiny area. We do it so that for most of your field of view, you have incredible quality. We have the perfection of the image for 20 degrees central field of view, roughly this size, hands upwards, and that's 35 pixels per degree. Then 40 degrees field of view, which is like yay big, you have 34 pixels per degree, almost the same essentially. Then going to 60 degrees, which is typically the area that your eyes actually look at. Beyond that, you start turning your head. We are running at 33 pixels per degree, and then finally 80 degrees field of view is running at 27 pixels per degree, and like all the time, it's getting clearer. The more central.
I agree, Larissa. It's now, definitely a big step. So it is a great start.
This into our developers' hands.
Maybe in 2, 3, 5 years they'll release something.
And they have been focusing
consumer
on this 80
level,
degrees field
like
of view, which is why some of the YouTubers have seen
usual people like us.
At the very periphery. It's one of the areas that we are now working on and finalizing before any of you will get the hands on these headsets. So just like need to do like a one step at a time. We focused on the central area. Why is it different than on our other
He's not wearing shoes. I just saw.
That,
I just noticed.
We optimized the rendering path so that you're able to run our headsets on also lower grade GPUs.
One of your company's biggest live streams. Why wear shoes? Why be constrained?
Exactly.
Right.
But let's then take one last look on the rendering side, and
Lizzie
why
has nice socks.
The foveated rendering is interesting is that to get that 1:1 pixel ratio in the rendering, you need to render Varjo headsets at roughly 7,762 by 3475.
Look at it compared to the index.
It's quite a few
That's
pixels.
just crazy.
But then when you use foveated rendering, you actually render 1K 1K for the whole field of view and 1K 1K for the place that user is looking at. So it reduces the amount of complexity needed for the GPU to a fraction.
Fair enough.
Now, let's talk about the ergonomics.
Yeah, the comfort. So the visual quality is super important, of course, to us. But the other thing, I think that we always wanted to make sure that we have the most comfortable headsets out there. Because true professionals, and they want to use these for long sessions, for long sessions on training, on designing, and so on. So we really wanted to make, again, a new leap on this one. So the Varjo Aero, it's about 25% lighter than our previous
even more,
headsets.
but yeah.
Yeah, even more. And it is lighter than the Valve Index or HP Reverb G2. So it is extremely light. And with our kind of custom-made, this kind of precision fit head strap, we dare to say that it is the most comfortable headset out there. And we do kind of feel that it almost feels like being in a zero gravity. So it doesn't, you kind of forget it when you wear it. It is so light. So the whole system, how you put it on and how you can adjust it like on every level.
Yeah, the adjustability seems insane.
I think our designers and mechanics have done incredible job. So please try it out yourself. It is incredibly comfortable.
Absolutely.
And kind of like just looking at here, so Varjo Aero is part of our kind of product portfolio. So we do have now complete set for everyone. So the VR3, you get the hand tracking, the human eye resolution, visual fidelity with the XR3. You get the flagship mixed reality experience. And now with Varjo Aero, you have the best VR headset that anyone can get.
Yeah, absolutely. And to make that easy, we also changed our license model for the Varjo Aero. So you don't need to anymore have an annual subscription for the Varjo products, but it's an infinite license if you so will, or you can say that it has no license needed whatsoever.
Okay.
And this is, of course, not only for the consumers beneficial, but also for small, medium-sized businesses who might not want to get the additional hassle of subscriptions. Yeah. So you buy it, you own it.
Exactly. Next, we will have a short clip from Mixed Reality TV. And after that, Urho will talk more about the Teleport VR with Alexander. But before that, let's check out the short clip from Sebastian.
This here is the Varjo VR3 business headset, and when I reviewed it on my channel, we all wanted to have this unbelievable high-fidelity VR for consumers.
Of course.
I'm so happy that Varjo actually listened to us. They read all the comments, they saw the thumbs up, they saw the high view numbers, and they decided to come out with this here, the Varjo Aero, a VR headset that is based on the VR3, and it's meant for us consumers. Now, I had the chance to check out the Varjo Aero in the last few weeks, and the big question, of course, is it as good as the VR3? The answer is no. It is better. The Aero has the same breathtaking visuals as the VR3 because the same panels are used at the same resolution. So perfect for simmers who need to see small details also in far distances. But this looks even better. So Varjo has immensely improved the lens distortion profile. When I reviewed the VR3, I could clearly see distortions. With this, those distortions are as good as gone, which makes such a huge difference. And because they got rid of the hand tracking and those extra focus displays they were not used anyways with our current GPUs, this is so much lighter as the VR3. This is 300 grams lighter, which makes a huge difference in comfort. This is super comfortable, and players can use this now for hours and hours at a time. Overall, I'm really happy to announce that PC VR is alive and kicking, and that there's not only a race to the bottom for VR, but that there's also a race to the top. And with the Varjo Aero, we have a new frontrunner for that race. For my full coverage of the Varjo Aero with all its pros and cons, simply check out MRTV.
So, welcome back, and with me I have Alex Langmaier, director of Varjo Teleport, and of course you are here to talk about the Teleport VR, the new service which is Varjo's first step on the path for the Varjo Reality Cloud, transforming the way that we communicate and collaborate in the future, but today is focusing on exactly that. So Alex, take it away and tell us what the Varjo Teleport is.
Thanks, Udo. It's an honor to be here, and it's a proper honor to introduce Teleport VR, the first service product for Varjo. It's a professional collaboration and visualization tool that allows design teams, especially, to move their design discussions from the real life into the virtual one. Okay. And there they can experience their models rather than just watch them on 2D screens. And it allows them to reap the benefits of experience their products as they would be built in real life. So it's pretty fantastic.
It is, and what better way for us to talk about it except to show it. So if you would do the honors and show us the Varjo Teleport, yes. Alex.
Curious, and guys, even though this is tailored towards professionals more, it's something that will come to consumer markets at some point, right? So that's why I'm still excited to watch events like this, because it means that in a few years we'll see this at a lower price point and more accessible to anybody. So let's see what this looks like.
Voila! Here I am in Teleport VR, Varjo's new cloud service. And this is our virtual workspace. And I've gotten a colleague of mine to help me showcase for all of you that's watching how this teleport software is working. So let me move over to him and say, hi, Torbjörn.
Hi, Alexander. Nice to meet you.
Great of you that you could join us. So tell me, where are you now?
So now I'm in our office in Oslo, Norway.
Nice. And I'm at the Varjo office in Helsinki, Finland. But at the same time, we're together here. That's pretty cool, I have to say.
Pretty much what VR is, right?
And
so far.
Together, we are going to showcase how the Teleport VR software works. And like I've already been kind of telling people, it's really good for collaboration and visualization.
Gaming with Fusion, I agree, but at the same time, you can buy this instead of 2 indexes, but you still won't have controllers and base stations, right? Like an index for $1,000, it offers you the controllers and the base stations, whereas this one for $2,000 plus tax, it offers you nothing, just a headset alone. So it's probably going to be more closer to 3,000, maybe a bit more, depending on how much tax is in your country.
It is obviously the Varjo XR3, our flagship model, and yeah, the world's best mixed reality headset. But I've never seen it in VR before, in Teleport VR, and this is amazing. I guess this is an early version of. That we used during the design phase, but it's quite fascinating just having it here in front of me. And you see me when I turn it around and scale it up and down, right?
Yes, I can see all the movements you're doing right now.
Amazing. But I have to ask, is this model custom made for Teleport VR?
No, not at all. So Teleport VR is an easy and intuitive tool. So there's really no need for complex development or adjustment to be able to see your 3D models in virtual reality.
So you could literally take more or less any 3D model from CAD model software or 3D modeling software, download it, drag and drop it into Teleport VR and experience it like we're doing now with this headset?
Yeah, that's right.
That's amazing. And obviously you can see the benefits here of doing collaborations, discussing design like this. Either it's a small headset.
Wonder if you're able to mark up stuff,
because or a building or whatever that's been designed.
The whole design collaboration pieces would be really important to kind of make notes and say, listen, this part we need to change.
Talking a lot about the metaverse. As obviously that's important to us and it's happening. And we've also said that our metaverse, at least our thought of the metaverse, is grounded in reality. And that kind of makes me think, there are 2 ways of creating 3D models. You create a design like that don't exist from before, like modeling it on the computer screen, but you can also scan surroundings. So you can scan things that exist from before, kind of bringing the real world into Teleport VR. And I know, Torbjörn, you have an example of that as well?
Yeah, of course I do.
Fantastic.
Alright, so let me quickly spawn in this model. It's a laser scanned 3D model capturing some of the streets in Spain.
So, wow. So this is a model from a street that exists in Spain. So someone has scanned this street and created a 3D model out of it.
Yes.
Not bad.
And by using the full scale feature.
Imagine being able to use stuff like this in games and get like photorealistic VR environments. This,
well,
like I know it is being used somewhat in some games and in some
all right,
to some degree,
so
but
I will grab this miniature avatar and place it where I would like for us to go.
Ooh,
like this.
So you can go in. That's amazing.
Wow.
Wow, that like from street level, like there are still a few bumps and stuff like that needs to be fixed.
This literally allows us.
Looks incredible.
To teleport.
Dude, just go back to the full screen. I want to see it. We don't want to see it, the back of your head.
In the real world.
Yeah, and this is the first step towards a photorealistic metaverse.
Kofaciano, they were using index controllers right now, so it can use index controllers or Vive ones. And so they need to be base station tracked controllers. It doesn't have inside-out tracking like the Quest does.
That really wants to talk to us about.
So it needs to be. They can be controllers of your choice, but they need to be able to be tracked by base stations.
Into the metaverse.
So those laser base stations that the index uses.
I'm really eager to talk now, so I think I'm gonna just leave you at that, Torbjörn. But thank you so much for the presentation.
I agree with that as well. Gaming with Fusion, like it's
watching as well.
The index breaking. Although a lot of people have been saying that Valve has been really nice and replaced anything even after the warranty ended. But I agree. Like for $1,000 device, it could be a bit more sturdy, let's say. And I'm looking forward to any kind of Index 2 or whatever they end up calling it next year, right? So that would be a really interesting thing to see. And for now, I'm saving my money for that in case they come up out with it next year.
Layer, and Varjo being a mixed reality company now, of course, our next steps will be about how to actually start integrating the real world into part of the Varjo Teleport VR service. But anyway, now. Can you summarize the last steps of the Teleport VR and how can we actually get access to that?
Yes. So, summarized, as you saw, it's the best collaboration service out there. It is obviously optimized for the Varjo headsets, but it works on almost every VR headset out there.
Okay.
And also, you can join meetings from laptops and other computers as well. And it's currently available in closed beta, but it will be available for download early November. So please, everyone, go into varjo.com and sign up, and we'll keep you notified.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I want to try it.
A couple of weeks for us to finalize some of the things.
I really love trying stuff like this.
We're this close, so do register there now to get access instantly. Excellent. Hey, thanks, Alex. And with that, we have now the opportunity to do a small sneak peek into Varjo's UX labs and talk about the fantastic next software steps that we're going to be offering with the Varjo base. So with that, Anna-Leena, take it away.
And that's it.
Hey, I'm Anna-Leena. Next up, we will get an exclusive sneak peek into Varjo's UX design and research lab. So come on, follow me.
Like the way this is made, it's a lot more dynamic than just people sitting at the table talking.
Hey Jaakko, hey Vangchu. Thanks so much for inviting us to your lab.
Obviously, this isn't live anymore. It's probably a recording,
but still. Could you please introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Jaakko Viitanen, one of the UX design leads here at Varjo.
Hello, I'm Fancelin, a 3D UX engineering design team.
And here in the back, you're actually seeing the latest release of Varjo Base. So Jaakko, can you introduce to us what is Varjo Base?
Sure. Varjo Base is the software that you need to install on your computer for our headset to work. here you can see what it looks like. It has been designed for XR professionals, especially. It's an easy and powerful way to actually use our headset so that you can make sure that whoever is wearing the headset
I like the fact that you can record straight from it.
So really unleashing the power.
It would be great if Oculus had the same functionality within their Oculus
and with
PC
our
app.
Varjo Aero product launch, I know that we have done tons of UX research. Could you share some highlights from that journey?
Well, it was actually really interesting to be able to talk with enthusiasts. Some of the features that we have had for
gaming with Fusion, I agree.
So far,
it would be really really interesting to see
foveated rendering, eye tracking,
the leaks for the new Quest come to life. I think it could really help, because if you have cameras on both the controllers and the headset, you basically have no more dead spots, right? Like you can actually move the controller wherever you want, and it won't ever lose tracking. Not that I've had issues, like the Quest has been has been great in terms of tracking so far, but it can always be better, right? Be quicker and more accurate.
Certain set of values that you can choose from. This is a little bit of a personal preference. So with the lower values give you a higher frame rate. The higher values give you better visual quality. And this is something that will be per person, that what you like. So this is something that definitely you want to have a try, to see that you get the frame rate that you like, and you get the visual quality.
And I guess we'll see on the 28th if they launch anything during Facebook Connect Gaming with Fusion, right? Like it's fingers crossed that they have some kind of surprises for us.
Have a high-performance gaming laptop.
Well, it's exciting that finally we have a Varjo headset that you can use with a laptop. But for those people trying out the lower values, it's important to get that mix right of frame rate and visual quality. So that's really important for those people. But don't worry, even the lower values are on par with the best commercial headsets out there right now.
So you can actually now use Varjo Aero also with gaming laptops?
Yeah, you can.
That's great news. Thanks, Jaakko. And today we're also releasing an update to Varjo Workspace. Fangchu, what is Varjo Workspace? But today we are releasing it for virtual reality. What does this mean for the VR user?
Yes, so for a VR user, now you are able to use your virtual desktop in any VR scene. So for example, if you are working with some 3D scene, you are able to adjust some subtle things with your virtual desktop. And then you can also see your changes in the applications. So then you wouldn't need to take off the headset.
I fully agree, Midlife Kid. Like inside-out tracking is just so much better, but at the same time, it's supposedly not as accurate as base station tracking, right? Because base station tracking has no, like it knows exactly where you are in that space, whereas inside-out tracking, in some cases, uses prediction algorithms to figure out where you are and where your hands are and stuff like that. So maybe some sort of mix between the two. Like I'm not necessarily a big fan of drilling holes in my walls to kind of put up the base stations, but at the same time, if the experience is much better than the normal one, although again I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again, I haven't had almost any tracking issues with my Quest 2 so far. Like it's been really good, really accurate, really solid from that point of view. But it can always be even better, right? It can always be improved even more, up to the point where any movement, no matter how fast, how it's positioned, where you're holding your hands and stuff like that, should be fine. Like one specific, let me turn this down because they're talking about enterprise stuff anyway. So one of the things, for example, that inside-out tracking, at least in the way it works right now with these rings that it has here, in case if you've ever played a shooter and you'll know when you hold your weapon like this, Sorry, let me move here so that you guys can see. So if you hold your weapon like this, this front one can kind of, and you can see it on the camera as well, right? It can kind of obstruct this other controller, so it can lose tracking. Whereas with base stations, that would never happen because it can see both controllers individually from two opposite points of the room, instead of just seeing from here, from where the 4 cameras on the Quest are, and the controllers kind of need to be in that range, and they can obstruct each other if you hold them in a certain way. So it's yeah, I agree, Midlife Kid. The trade-offs are definitely worth it. Okay, so we have Cass from Cass and Cherry. Let's turn it up.
This is so
I really love their channel.
Everyone. I'm currently looking at like my monitor or something, and the colors are just insane. I think the colors are even better than my own editing monitor in real life. Guys, these colors, the OLED screen. I can't believe how much I've missed these dark blacks. Whew.
Okay. Exciting.
Exciting. You should check out the full video from Cass and Cherry. It's really cool. And thanks.
It is. I've watched it like an hour or two ago.
But yeah, let's little bit.
Maybe 2 hours ago, because we started the stream an hour ago.
Today. So 2 really cool things: Varjo Aero and Varjo Teleport VR.
Yeah, absolutely. So very exciting moment for us, entering both the space of offering our devices to anyone and simultaneously bringing Varjo's first service to the public, collaboration service, Varjo Teleport VR, available not only for Varjo headset, but also for pretty much any PC VR headset or
definitely give it a try.
Overall.
See how it
whether
works.
you have a desktop or laptop. So super first step on the Varjo's Reality Cloud journey.
Exactly. Really cool. Next, only thing we have left is our Q&A. So Slido, event code Varjo launch. We do already have a
guys, do you want to keep watching the Q&A? So just let me know. Just put a thumbs up or something in the comments if you want to keep watching the Q&A.
And while we answer for these, just shoot in there, and
we
we'll
can
do our
we
best
can move
to
on
answer
from it
all,
if you guys don't want to watch it, because
we'll extend this,
I'm mostly
over
here for
Twitter
you.
And happy to answer later on as well.
To watch it with you. So if you don't want to watch it, I'm not
Will
gonna.
external trackers still be needed with this new?
I'm not gonna force you.
Yes, Steam VR tracking.
Okay.
Really great. So
yeah, and we
so
see
Steam
that
VR
most of
tracking,
the VR
they just confirmed
that
it.
one already from their past, both the controllers and the trackers, because it is the golden standard in the VR tracking.
Exactly. Next, the hardware specification only states NVIDIA graphics cards for the Varjo Aero. Would the AMD equivalent still work?
Midlife Kid, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't
NVIDIA
mind.
at
Like
the
it's.
moment. We love NVIDIA. We love
There's
AMD
the whole.
as well. But at the moment,
Let me turn it down a bit. There's the whole discussion about Facebook and kind of tracking and everything like that. So tracking in terms of like data tracking, not the controller tracking we were talking about. So from that point of view, I honestly don't mind. Like it's not that big of a deal for me, especially because I don't really use Facebook or Instagram, and the only way they are going to use that data, if they are collecting it or if they are using it, would be for advertising purposes. And honestly, if I'm gonna say a certain word or see something in VR and then they're gonna advertise that thing to me on Facebook or Instagram, I absolutely don't mind, because I don't open the apps anyway. Like I don't, let me move over a bit. I don't look at those apps anyway, so even if they are collecting that data and trying to serve me with ads, I'm not seeing them anyway, so I don't mind. And even if I do see them, I would much more prefer to see, like if I'm still seeing ads, I prefer the ads to be tailored to me. Instead of seeing ads for detergents or like, I don't know, some random thing that I'm not personally interested in, I really do prefer seeing, I don't know, a commercial for a new phone or a laptop or a PS5 or a game or like that type of thing that I'm actually interested in and is something that I would maybe be interested in buying. Or even if I don't buy it, at least I can look at an interesting video, an interesting ad before my YouTube video or while I'm scrolling Facebook or Instagram, which again I don't really do, but that's it. Midlife Kid. That's what I've been saying. Like we're being tracked through everything around us already. Like all of the smart things that we see, which is kind of getting crazy at one point. Like there are actually for a few years there have been like smart fridges and smart like companies are just finding excuses to put microphones on devices so that they can listen and collect that data and serve you with better ads tailored to you in a way that will compel you to buy their products. But again, if you're not the type of person that is compelled by just a video and you see something and you're like, I need that right now, then you don't have anything to worry about. And at the end of the day, they can still do it without you having a Quest, as Midlife Kid said, just from your phone or from your smart TV or from your Google Home or Amazon Echo or like whatever it may be. Like they can find ways to get that data and still do it either way. And honestly, I don't mind. Like if they bring really good price to quality headsets on the market, like headsets that are good enough quality and that have a really low barrier of entry when it comes to price. Like I honestly don't mind. Like serve away when it comes to ads. Just give me everything. I don't care. Like instead of paying maybe 700 for a headset like the Quest, you pay 300 and maybe get some ads on Instagram. Like who cares? I don't. Definitely, I fully agree. Like we're on exactly the same wavelength when it comes to the way of thinking about Facebook. Midlife Kid, like it's just people have turned Facebook into this evil corporation, which again I'm not saying they are or they aren't. I have no idea, but honestly, I think most companies are shifting towards a model where they're trying to collect as much data as possible, right? Because that's where the money is. Like they're just following the money. They don't care about the stuff that you necessarily like or don't like, but they know that if they serve you ads based on the stuff you like, you're more likely to buy stuff. So they're more likely to make money. That's it. They're not doing anything sketchy. Yeah. The Apple VR, Jason, is definitely something I'm interested in seeing. I'm not sure. I'm probably not going to be able to afford it. But maybe, who knows, by the time they launch it, maybe if the channel gets big enough, they'll decide they'll send us one for free to try it out, at least as a loan. To review it and stuff like that, because at the moment, again, Cass and Cherry and other bigger channels have received this Varjo Aero device about 3 weeks ago, from what I can tell, and released the reviews today, but nobody contacted VR Man Cave at all, because like we're simply just not big enough. 11,000 subscribers is not a big enough market for a company like this, especially for people targeting mostly professionals and really high-end sim enthusiasts when it comes to headsets like this. So
thanks for the headset. Now my question, how many trackers are needed? Well, we covered that one, like 2 for most of the people. 4 if you start having like a 10 meter by 10 meter space, like you have like a special place, then
so 2 base stations are needed. Yeah.
Okay, is Varjo's metaverse aimed for all use or industry only?
Yeah, good question.
I agree, Midlife Kid. I really agree.
It's really tailored for that one, not for shooting hoops.
And yeah, gaming with Fusion, exactly. Like it's just data is the new oil. That's what they say. So it's, and I think it's true. Like data at this point is really valuable. And all of the platforms, like any kind of platform for whatever you use, whether it be Facebook or something else, YouTube. You're watching this on YouTube right now. Like it's the same thing. If they say that if a platform is free, it's probable that you're the actual product. So they're just collecting data and serving you with ads, and they make enough money that way to keep the platform free and not ask for money for it. For YouTube, for example, you can get YouTube Premium. I think it's like $9-10 a month, and you won't get any kind of ads at all. But I'm not sure if... I think they still probably collect data for Google Analytics and stuff like that. Even if you get YouTube Premium, you just don't see the actual ads before the videos.
It happens so much. This is the right way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree gaming with Fusion. It's a business. Like, all of them are businesses, and whether you want to believe it or not, and whether you want to hate on Facebook or Valve or whoever, they're just in it for selling as many headsets as possible, as many games as possible, and stuff like that. So for me, if that means getting a few ads, but getting a really good headset for a really good price, like, I absolutely don't mind. Like, even for this Varjo headset that we just watched the launch for, like, I wouldn't mind them collecting some data and giving me some ads and selling the headset for 1,000 instead of 2,000, right?
Well, which also means that you can have like a mid to higher grade laptops driving the Varjo Aero headset. So that's
Jason is saying Allspace or similar meetup. I'll put my info in Discord. Yeah, yeah, we can meet up definitely. I want to do community meetups. I'm not sure if maybe in VR chat or maybe Allspace or maybe something like.
Really made sure that
I don't know. Like if you have any
formats work perfectly. We also support most.
Okay, so Gaming with Fusion says they definitely do collect data for YouTube Premium as well. It's expected. Like I'm not super surprised.
It's really well
supported. Yeah, it's exactly like that, Midlife Kid. Like I love every single comment you put in the live chat this stream, because it's exactly the way I think. And for the ones of you who may be watching this on the replay and maybe don't see the live chat, Midlife Kid says, it's like collecting taxes, everyone pays a little and everyone will get universal healthcare. It's exactly like that. I honestly don't mind it. One of my lights ran out of battery. Sorry about that. It's slightly darker now.
Sell some swag someday, but yeah, not today.
So maybe
it's super cool. Love it.
Someday.
Increase this one. Oop, that's a bit too much. Okay, that seems decent. But yeah, it's the world we live in, and it's not gonna be a big difference, right? Let me actually switch to this stage so that I'm a bit bigger, and I'll leave the live stream running as well, right?
Facebook, they work great. All of the PC VR headsets, they work great. So that's the kind of range.
But yeah, it's going back to it. It's just the world we live in, right? Like it's not anything we're not used to. It's just a lot of people just like to demonize Facebook or any other company, Google or whoever. But honestly, everyone does it. Like even Apple with their crazy security and crazy levels of encryption and whatever you may think of, they still collect data, right? Like everybody collects data. It's just the only thing I think matters is what they're doing with that data. If they're selling it basically to advertisers, but not selling it as like an Excel with all of your data on it. It's just they're selling the option to target people properly. Like I'm not sure if any of you have used Facebook ads before, but I have. And the amount of detail that you can target is insane. Like as a producer, if you produce, I don't know, a certain type of candy that you know is targeted towards 18 to 25-year-olds that have a certain income and live in a certain part of the world and stuff like that, you can target specifically those people, which for me is already it's a good thing for advertisers, and for me it sounds like something that's going to happen whether the Quest and Oculus still exists or if they shut down tomorrow. Like if Facebook disappears from the planet completely tomorrow, there are still going to be companies that do that nonetheless. So it's really not a big difference.
Fantastically improved time warping code
Yeah, and again, yeah, Gaming with Fusion mentions ads in VR. That may as well be the future, AR and VR ads. Like if you have something like AR glasses on, instead of having physical billboards in town, you might just see like a floating Coca-Cola ad or a floating McDonald's ad or whatever it may be. So it's the world we're gonna live in for sure. And in VR again, I think that the way they are thinking of doing it is, let's say you're playing, I don't know, Population 1, and on one of the buildings is a fake ad, right? Like there's a fake commercial to something so that it's not an empty space in the game. Well, they might be able to open that space up to actual advertisers and actually have Coca-Cola or whoever just showcase their thing within the game, which honestly I don't mind. Like as long as it doesn't disrupt the experience in any way, I don't mind. I think Blaston did a few experiments. The game Blaston did a few experiments with like if you've ever played Blaston, you have those kind of the sides of the court basically you're in, and there are random ads on those, and they tried putting in actual ads, like ads for actual products, not just in-game stuff. And people went insane. Like they were like, hell no, we don't want this. So I guess to some degree it's okay, but as long as it doesn't disrupt the experience, especially for paid games, right? Like if I paid for a game, I don't want to have ads that disrupt my experience in any way, because it's just same as YouTube Premium, right? If you paid for YouTube Premium, you don't want ads anymore because that's why you paid for it. So maybe in free games, maybe it's going to become a thing. Maybe games that are released completely for free can have ads in them, and that way it can support the developers to do good work and keep working on the game and keep making it better, and have some sort of YouTube Premium equivalent for games, right? Like why not? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Those were kind of obnoxious, and you could see them in your peripheral vision, and it kind of ruined the experience because it looked completely different from everything in the, like Blaston has that kind of neon graphics type of feel, so without that it kind of ruins the immersion for sure.
Is Aero any good for virtual space travel? It's the best for virtual space travel. And not only for the reason that, you know, in the past we worked with the astronaut training, for example, with our VR3 product. So
see what these guys are talking about.
For example, Boeing has been using various headsets to train astronauts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they are. I was right at the beginning.
I think that's
NASA might be using it.
Let's refresh it one more time.
Oh. I think we're also closing in with 2 minutes to take. So let's see if we can take one more question, and otherwise, thank you.
Exactly. Will you support Linux in the future?
You never know. We're Linux lovers. So let's see what the future holds. But we would love to support Linux. Like with Linux, everything is possible.
Exactly. We do have a background in working on open source, and many of us at Varjo.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're very strong believers in open source.
Exactly.
Oh, it's
okay. With that, thank you.
Thank you, everybody who has joined this event. It's a big step for us at Varjo, and we are really grateful for your support. And like I said, you know, we are the headsets are available now.
Okay, so I guess they're wrapping up the event.
They will be shipped on a first to come basis, and
yeah, they're
absolutely.
I actually
exciting, and I think
enjoyed this event. Like it was well put together, and again, even if the headset, the actual Varjo Aero, is probably a bit too expensive for most people, it's still a step in the right direction, right? Like it's something that we are going to see trickle down into the consumer area more and more. I guess the guys are jumping in the flight sim since they finished. Yeah, Gaming with Fusion. It's And yes, midlife kid, first of all, let's address that. It is a good time to be alive. I agree, and like I personally was, let me turn the music back on. Our music. A bit louder. It is a really good time to be alive, and I agree. It's just, I was born in 1990, so I'm 31 years old, and I've seen a lot. And anyone from that generation, like we've seen technology advance a lot, right? And getting to this point, and again, as amazing as VR is right now, I would say the Index is something like the first iPhone, or the Quest is something like the first iPhone, right? Like there's still so much room to grow and make it better. So we're still right at the beginning. So all of you that are joining these live streams and maybe have a Quest or another headset at home, you're at the forefront of innovation when it comes to VR, right? And it's really great being on the ground floor, because it means we're going to be able to see all of the advances that they make throughout the years. And I think honestly in 3 to 5 years VR is going to be unrecognizable. Like we're going to look at something like the Quest 2 as we do right now at, I don't know, a Nokia 3310 or something like that. So it's yeah. So Midlife Kid is born in 1976. And he went from Atari to this. Yeah, I had, I didn't have Atari, but I had Sega. And they had those cartridges with the games and everything. So it was, even then it was mind-blowing technology. But if you think back to it, I think I tried a few years ago to play, I found an emulator online and you could play some of those old games right now. And I honestly couldn't play them. Like not even with the nostalgia factor, I still couldn't touch it. Because it was just so bad. But at that time, it was just insane. 2 seconds to reconnect. Okay, I think we're good now. Sorry guys about that. We just had a small drop. So Jason is saying he started with NES. Yeah. Like that whole era was the golden era of gaming. But just because there weren't so many things on the market. Like right now it's insane. Like it's hard to choose, honestly. Like a lot of good games on PC, just flat normal PC games, a lot of good games in VR as well, and a lot more coming. So yeah, it's a good time to be alive, and it's definitely something I look forward to in the future, to kind of seeing how it develops and where it goes. So guys, I think we're probably gonna end the live stream here. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining. I really appreciate all of you who take the time to join these live streams, because it's really nice talking to you through the live chat. And I guess I'll see you with a new video tomorrow, and I'll see you on the 25th for the Pimax Unleashed event, and then again on the 28th for the Facebook Connect event. And I hope to see as many of you as possible there. I'm gonna post the live stream page as soon as possible, so you can hit that reminder. And otherwise, guys, have a great day, have a fantastic weekend. And I have to read this comment. So we went from VR shooting your eyes out with lasers. Yeah, true. True gaming with Fusion. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it again, and have a great evening, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon, right? Cheers, guys. Oh, sorry, pressed the wrong button. No worries. Let's go back to this one, and yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.